let's continue with this deep dive analysis of A Dark Song, debut film by Liam Gavin. So we just left the scene of the kitchen, the bird on the windows scene, and we go then to the second circle ritual. We know it's a second circle ritual because the room is no longer full of rocks, but it's instead full of candles and glasses of water. Okay, so that's the how the second circle is done, and then of course all the different chalk drawing on the floor, etc. Um, each in the original script, each when you are at each stage of the ritual of the Abraham procedure, this should be a hue on the image, like the world should be turned in a particular color. Now, in the first circle, it's supposed to be green. In the second circle, it's supposed to be bluish. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think that they follow through the whole ritual, which is a pity because I really like the details of that. Okay, so we've got this water ritual, and then we've got like the big scene in which we find that Sophia does not do forgiveness, as she says, and in he accepts. He says, "Yeah, it's gonna be difficult," but what the film doesn't say and the script does is that he also says, "I don't forgive. I don't ask for forgiveness," because of his previous background, which were not explained in the movie, and that's why he accepts. Uh, um, um, uh, he accepts that she would also he understands her. Okay. Now, here is the first like serious good trick in terms of horror movie, which is where when she finishes drinking, the glass appears full again of blood, and it's not even clear that Solomon remembers or knows what's happened. So it is implied, in my understanding, that the guardian angel is guiding her, saying, "You haven't done it properly. Drink again." Okay, let's watch the scene.
It's part of the ritual.
I don't do forgiveness.
What the fuck did I say at the beginning?
You've worked round other things. Can you work round this?
Yeah, but it'll make life hard.
I don't do forgiveness.
On our way round.
Drink it.
But
Blood sacrifice, this is your choice.
their disease is hepatitis. Can I do mine?
No! Drink it! Look, it's starting to congeal! Good. Swallow it. Don't throw it up, keep it down! Keep it down! Drink it. It's a blood sacrifice, this is your choice.
But I did.
No! Drink it! Look, it's starting to congeal!
Okay, so during the middle of the ritual, they just did the blood sacrifice, and they now this little scene with in which Sophia is at her room on a recess time, and she's looking at the photo of herself and her child, and she rips open herself and keeps on the child. We can understand that she despises herself. She does this sacrifice for the children, for the child, but she just doesn't. She can bear to see herself. Okay, after what she's doing, and the end of the scene is she losing the token of her child. Okay, so they're playing with this token. This token will appear later and finally will be the bait of her. But that's clearly something magical happening with this disappearance of this token. Then we go to the kitchen scene where there's a very good composition, which we should listen.
Why do you ask? Does the question bother you? It's actually a bit of an ontological issue.
You know what I mean.
I would say no. We're not trying to hurt anyone, but we're doing dark things.
And would you do black magic?
There's no point in going to the fairground if you don't go on any of the rides.
Have you seen much?
I've seen things. I've seen gods, demons. I've had gods rain silver on me. The dead and the damned. Most of us are damned, you know.
Have you seen anything that scared you?
It all scares me.
Is that the point?
No, the point is to know. To fucking know. And to see the architecture and the levers to climb the mountain.
Power.
Knowledge. Just fucking stop this. Time for bed. You'll see it soon enough. And then you will know, then you will understand.
You haven't been through my stuff for any reason, have you?
No.
Something's missing. Something that I can't...
I'm not going for your stuff.
It'll turn up.
Okay, so here you can see the difference of characters between Solomon and Sophia. Sophia struggles to understand the motivations of Solomon, even though he tells her forthright. He says it's about knowledge, it's about understanding. Okay, again, this is a very specific male pattern, like mystics used to do, like ascets used to be somewhere to try to understand the world. She on the other side, she's thinking about: are you trying to get power? Are you trying to? She's more materialistic. She doesn't quite get him. Now, after that, we know because of the script we're on the third circle. The first two are done. We're going to the third, in which we remember that it's the death. Okay, and the wall takes a yellow hue. It's yellowish. Okay, and we go to the stomp scene, in which she hears a banging, and actually in the script it's not just a bang, but it's actually like something is knocking, really trying to push through the floor until Solomon does the scripture. Let's watch that.
I hear it. What is it?
That's us being noticed. We probably don't know what we are yet.
Are you sure? It could be... What the fuck?
We need to seal the circle, which is going to take a while.
Was that real?
We have to progress very carefully from now on. Everything tight.
Then comes the little scene in which she is explaining her dream to him, and he makes well explains to her his dream about owning a moped, and that you can see that they starting to get comfortable one with each other, which will turn out to be an error. But it's starting to happen. They're starting to get into a good relationship between both of them, and then that's something that we'll see later will evolve. And then also comes the little scene in which the token that she has lost, which is clearly something that Solomon has not done, and therefore is something that her son or the old woman demon has done. The teasing them, okay, and let's watch that very quickly. Okay, so now we progress. We see the scene in which he's doing some ritual to her. She's he's clearly attracted to her. That moment in the room with which he plays with the ball and is thinking about well, they've grown closer to each other, and he's thinking about taking advantage of her sexually because he's distracted by her. Okay, she gets extremely offended in the sex scene that happens, uh, and we see her doing good. Well, the morning after, she takes revenge by being in his food, and actually, there's a little detail that when she quits the it's missing, and I think it's a pity. When she quits the room after the sex scene, there's a silhouette of an animal, okay, of a dog probably, with the red eyes on the background. That could have been cool to have. She pees on his foot, and she takes again the ritual up to a point in which she is just fed up with it because nothing's happening, and nothing more is happening, and we interpret that the full 5 circles has finished and nothing has happened. Remember that he, I wouldn't say promise her, but he said that on the fourth or fifth circle, probably the guardian angel would appear, and they have to do several rounds on the Abramelin. So she wants to just quit the room, and that's the scene that we're gonna see, and in which he's scared, and she notices it, and that's why she finally agrees to keep doing the ritual. Let's watch that.
This is the way that it works. It's 2, 3 passes at it. It's a cycle. I said at the beginning.
I'm not doing it again.
But you've got no choice.
I do. I'm going this shit.
It is not shit. I wish it were.
I'm not doing it again. I'm fucking going.
No, 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 don't open the door. Don't cross the line. We'll be fucked. Cross the line, we'll be stuck here forever. Please, you just don't know.
But nothing's happened.
It has. You can feel it. I promise you, I will let you talk to your child. I promise you that.
You
when Solomon says it has, you can feel it. She indeed can, because she describes it as like walking through lead. Okay, so she recognizes that things have changed. They're actually traveling towards the world of the dead. Okay, so they were now on a red hue because they've just finished the whole 5 circles. They're starting the next iteration of the Abramelin procedure. The hue starts to be green, and they get into an uptrend. So things start happening. First of all, there's the flowers on the floor that she found that is related with the gold leaf that gets rained on her later. And then we see a small scene of casual talking between them as follows.
The world isn't just science, is it?
Is that what you're here to prove?
I don't know. Possibly.
Science describes the least of things, the least of what something is. Religion, magic, bows to the endless in everything, the mystery.
Okay, so in this iteration things are going better, but all of a sudden that uptrend ends up. Okay, we see them going through the darkness, and then in the script there's actually a moment in which they go to the final main circle to do the invocation of the guardian angel, and few gold leaves and few flowers fall from the sky, but nothing to write home about. Okay, there's a clear reversal of the effects that one should expect when things are going uptrend. So it looks like they should do the iteration a third time. And Sophia is very frustrated. And you can see it on the kitchen scene where we got a big reveal.
What's for tonight?
Why don't you make it?
What do you say?
It's not fucking working!
Brilliant, like your style.
You stupid, vain, idiotic man!
Vain, idiotic man, I like that. Brilliant. It's told me, innit?
Why the fuck isn't it working?
I don't know. I think it's you.
What do you mean?
I don't think you've been telling me the truth about why you're doing this. I can just sense it.
I've told you the truth.
Look at me.
It's ridiculous. It's all shit.
Look at me. Have you told me everything?
Yes.
You bitch! You stupid bitch! Fucking bitch! Fucking tell me!
I want vengeance. My 7-year-old child was murdered by idiots doing a ritual.
You lied to me, you fucking stupid cow.
Would you have done it if you'd known?
Yes! I don't need you to be virtuous, I need you to be driven! You idiot! You're doing this for me! You're the focus! You're the conduit!
Are we going to stop?
We can't stop! Oh, Jesus. This whole fucking thing! Get out of my sight, you fucking cunt!
Let's remember this conversation before in the script in which the guy that asked for vengeance before had a bad ending. So they find themselves in a very, very bad situation. Okay, she completely doesn't have a clue what she's doing. She thinks that she can live, and when he says we can't live, we physically can't live. We'll see what happens when you try to live later. And she doesn't realize what she has done by lying to him when he said it was very important that she would tell the truth, and he's really upset about it. Okay, actually, I feel for him. I understand him, and I think that he's actually quite moderate in his reaction. Okay, so they're but fucked at this moment. We go to the resurrection scene in which he drowns her and then resuscitates her. Okay, it's like a reset for the conduit of the ritual, which is her. Okay, so that they can continue the ritual again with this new purpose and this new this with the right motivation. Okay, and the third failing of him, I believe, happens when he just resuscitates her, and on the kitchen scene, he doesn't actually. He should have been much more upset with her and saying, "Listen, I had to do that because you lied, and it was not okay." And she's out of control, and well, it starts the beginning of the end for Solomon and a bit for herself as well. Let's watch that second scene.
Don't look like that woman. You've just been reborn. I had to do it to get the right back on track. You're now one with the right, one with your intention pure.
You fucking cunt. Nearly fucking killed me.
You just crossed the boundary. You touched eternity, the endless.
I didn't touch fucking anything.
Well, we're back on track. You'll get your vengeance, everything points to it.
Fucking make something happen! I need this!
Jesus. I think this is the ritual starting to work. That's the price I've got to pay for hurting you. You're a fucking guardian angel.
What are we going to do with this?
You got any bandages?
In the cupboard.
Get me whiskey.
This is what we've got.
Oh, that'll do.
What should we do with this?
Oh, the knife, was it clean?
I don't know.
Oh, so, just pull it out. Just pull it out.
What?
Pull the fucking thing out.
What should I do?
Just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, you lost your child. Go on.
He was taken from a daycare centre.
Okay, is he in prison? Oh, God.
I never found anyone.
You mothers and your children.
It's 3 years ago. The case is closed. He's forgotten.
But now you're here with me.
It's less weird than you think.
You're not the first person I've dealt with who's fucked off with God.
You don't know me.
Right, it's time to sew me up.
What?
Just rub it with the whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, just do it.
I teach fucking RE.
Oh, fuck off. It's not brain surgery. Ooh.
So you're going to tell me now what you're going to ask for?
Invisibility.
Invisibility?
Yeah, it's not what you think. Just want to disappear, live the rest of my life away from the world. I've waited for you. I want some quiet before the howl. Oh, Don't go thinking this is us fucking bonding or anything. We're not pals now. You know that. Things will start to happen now. I will give you your vengeance. I promise you.
Okay, so we see the beginning of the end for Mr. Solomon. She's out of control. Ends up happening that the rest of the time they're counting the penicillin that they have left for him. Okay, it's a constant count, and they're running short. Okay, there's also um, there's also when when she asks him, what do you want to do, and he says invisibility, and it's not what you think. Um, is not only to live his life alone. He actually says, "I'm a wanted man. People want to kill me, and I can't let it happen. Not yet. I don't forgive, not ask for forgiveness. I am damned, and I know it. The dark owns me. I've waited for you. I want quiet before the howl." Okay. So there's this background story, and actually, when the scene happens, he's at his bed, kind of grateful that he's still alive with the bandages, and says, "You haven't got me yet, you bastard." Yeah. Okay, now we go to the first proper terror scene, which is the door knob, um, um, the doorknob scene, in which she goes to open a door, finds nothing, and we see some shadow of a demon passing within the other room, and we see a mark on it. Okay, that the demon has done. That's like a dog pissing to mark his territory. Okay, and we see that um, uh, happening um, throughout the script, and more and more and more, and the house keeps being filled with piss and shit and dirt everywhere. Okay, then we got this little scene. Let's watch it.
What do you think's going to happen when you ask for your vengeance?
They will die a horrible death. And they will be damned.
You don't think I had anything to do with it, do you?
It's teenagers playing with the occult.
Damning teenagers. You could ask for so much more. Personal things, transformations.
I'll do it my way.
Well, they're damned anyway.
Aren't we a pair?
I'm not like you.
You're just like me. Maybe worse.
I am not like you.
Look where you are.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Now, if you got a bit of intuition, you can already start to see that he's gonna die of septicemia, and it goes on and on. Okay, there's a fun mind game that you can play and say, when he's asking her if he had anything to do with it. There's you can play it thinking that he would indeed have something to do with it, with the ritual of her son, which would open much interpretations. But I think there's just too many contradictions to that argument. Okay, so we're not gonna entertain it. Okay, but that's fun to think sometimes. Now things starting to get bad. They're starting to continue this third iteration of the Brahmalin. The electrician starts to they lose the electricity. There's this scene in which he has pus going out of him. He's vomiting. Okay, so things are starting to go downhill, and we got the I think now the most iconic of the scenes, which is the one in which um, she speaks with uh, her child, an impersonator of her child, probably a demon. Let's watch it.
Mummy. Please, are you there? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm here. I'm just in here. I can hear you.
It's not you.
Please, you don't know what this is. You don't understand yet.
It's not you, Jack.
I've got to keep quiet. There's a dog.
There's no dog.
There is. You've heard it. You hear it at night.
It's just a dog outside.
Please keep quiet. It might hear us. Where are we?
We're in a house. In the country. In Wales.
I missed you, Mummy. I missed you so much. Have you missed me?
Yeah.
Mummy, I need you to open the door.
I know you're not him.
Mummy, please. Something's in here. Open the door.
No.
Mummy, please, it's here. It's here with me. Mummy, please. It's here. It's here with me.
I'm going now, Jack.
Run, it's here. It's here.
I'm not going to open the door.
It's here with me. Mummy, it's fighting. Open the door.
It's not your son.
I know. But I heard his voice.
Words are just a sound. This is the price of our rage. Embrace it. Don't fear it. It's you and it's me. Poor us.
Excellent scene. The only thing that you need is good script, good actors. That's it. That's why I call it the taboo of the gap in talent between Anglo-Saxon filmmakers and continental ones. I'm not here to talk about that, but it's really just good script, good actors, amazing, very well done. The original text is a bit more rich. Okay, the child asks, "Was I murdered?" And she says, "Yeah." And at the end of the conversation, the child already reveals himself and says, "I know where we are. We're in hell." Okay. Then also, Solomon says all this thing about this is the price that we should pay, um, and we're also an important clue that he says that you see they're not they're not in our world, we're in theirs. Cross the line and it will break the bubble. Okay, so again, this idea that they've traveled from their normal world, it's they sailed the vessel, they traveled to the other worlds, but they're still in the bubble, belonging to the original world. So she's been told, you know, left, right, and center that she cannot break the salt line, and which is what she will eventually do. Now, there's a little scene which they're in the kitchen smoking, and it shows that they're disoriented because they didn't know. They're already on the third iteration. They didn't know what month it is. Okay, and then comes the second um, big scene of the movie, which is the one of the cigarette. Let's watch that. Now, the original script illuminates us a bit more as we know the text and what the demon is saying. Okay, and he's saying, "Fucking little bitch, fucking think she's better than fuck her cunt, fuck her arsehole. She'll be here in hell soon, fucking bitch." But okay, so this film's version of hell looks a bit like a bad social housing sometimes, you know. But okay, so it's very graphic. But the important thing is that then the demon says, "Solomon too, fucking snake oil cunt, all coming here, raped and strangled." So the demon knows Solomon by name, okay, and that's because he's known to them. He has fought them. In a piece in the script, he explains that he was a seminarian, and he learned magic through abandoning the seminar and on his own. But he's been fighting demons and etc etc. And we see that as well when in the next scene when he's dying and what he says before dying. Let's look it up.
I'm his servant. I'm a warrior.
You are.
Shouted down his enemies. I've gloried in his creation. Demons fear me. I miss my sister. Oh, God.
Is God here now?
Sophia.
Okay, so he's talking all this gibberish about serving God. That brings us back to the script where I said that he explains a bit his background. Okay, he explains that. I'm going to read that to you because I think that's interesting. He says, "Where did you learn all this? From wherever I could, libraries, travel, even nuns. I was apprenticed to a man called William Jasper. He died, but his order didn't. He is his order. Okay. Now they're after me." He starts to cough, splits a moment. So he belongs to an order that would be like in the occult, but on the church side, we would say. Okay. And he says, "Do you know a pulpit is carved in the shape of an eagle because an eagle is the only animal that can look directly at the sun? I am such a thing. I've walked through the storm. By God, I have. I summoned a beast once. I sat there in the middle of the circle, jabbering for its 6 days. The other three people couldn't take it, turned on each other. But I sat there. I stared it in the eye and gloried in it. I think, guessed and screamed and spitting at me. I'm, I'm, I am not other men. I stare at the sun, free. Of course, then the others, a moment, and he says, ends up by saying, I've left such wreckage, such pain. Maybe I'm the storm, but why fucking not? Everything was ripped from me as a child. Okay, so he's also a very deep character, probably much deeper than her in the perspective of things. Okay, so when he wakes up, he's dead. Sophia is totally lost. The moment in which she says, "Mr. Solomon, how I wish you were here." Um, uh, um, she's sabotaged by the demons. She cannot continue the the procedure. So she's basically there waiting to get caught by the demons that keep on gaining terrain on her. Okay. Um, Now there's a moment in which she breaks the circle. Okay. Um, and it doesn't give us the perspective. She actually spends a lot of time before breaking the circle, and it's not like she straight away run off. It passes. The time passes on her. Things get to worse and worse and worse. She doesn't know what to do. She's totally lost there, um, and then we know the story. She breaks the circle. She walks through the. Um, she was in the original script text is something with the radiator. That's well skipped on the movie because wasn't necessary. She returns fatally to the house, but what has happened? When she breaks the circle, the soul circle, she's no longer on the world that she came from. She's already in the world of the dead. That's why when she enters the house, she finds um, all the demons like in they are there. It's not like they are insinuating to her. It's not like an apparition. No, they're actually there. No, and the house is full of um, um, piss and shit and dirt everywhere. When she comes just to the door, she found the photo of her child in a pile of sick vomit. Um, okay, so she is even more lost now. She's like totally they're coming to her already, and one of the demons tells her. And we're going to see now the second child scene reminiscing the first one, and which we're also going to read the script because it's also very revealing.
Mummy, open the door.
No.
Why weren't you there? You were meant to pick me up at 3:30.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Were you with that man?
I love you. I love you so much. I miss you every day. You are my whole world. I am so sorry.
Are you asking me to forgive you?
No. I'm going to get your killers. I'm going to get them.
They're not my killers. I'm just some cunt using your son's voice to make you afraid.
I know.
Okay, so in the script we learn a bit more. We learn that Sophia hates her mother. Well, we don't know if it's her mother because the child says granny, and she says, "Why do you hate her?" And she says, "Because she has no backbone. No backbone. She forgave them. She forgave your killers." Okay, first instance in the first item. Second, she was supposed to pick him up at 3:30. And I said, and she says, "I'm so sorry." And the child says, "Were you with that man?" Okay, so we don't know here either if she was actually having a lover, or if the demon, the child, is referring to Solomon actually. And second item, and third item is that the demon proposes her. Are you asking me to forgive you? And she is the last woman in at which she actually keeps the spirit of vengeance, of revenge against the killers. And she said, no, I'm going to get your killers. Okay, and that's why later the demon, after telling her that we think you're going to like it here. Why do you think that? Because we see the black in you. You're one of us. Uh, I'm going to go now, but I'll see you real soon. We're so nearly there. I knew you're going to say goodbye, you little bitch. Goodbye, bye bye, bye bye. I don't know. And uh, so uh, this we see the black in you is because she has this spirit of vengeance against them. No? They're not. She hasn't done the transformation. Okay. Okay. So now comes morning, and now will come her demise. Okay, it's not a scary night, but it's morning already, and we see that she gets out on the landing. She sees the same flowers that she saw before, but they are now dry and dead. She sees a token, goes after the token. Sees the woman and her child, gets knocked out, and she's pretty much done. Okay. Now we go to the um, hell scene. Now, um, Liam Gavin is an excellent director. Okay, and this is demonstration of how good of a movie this is, but his terror is the good one. You're terrified of what you don't see, and actually, when there's a in the hell scene, you start to see things. It's a bit like these figures that appear before when she she lights the candle and well, the matches, and she's some figures. Some a little bit more budget would have been good here. Okay, I think that this script is very cheap, and if would have had a bit more budget in these scenes where you actually see the demons, that they would have been done a bit better. It's better. It's the same scene when she's actually on the floor and she's dragged in front of the camera. It breaks a bit this spirit. It would have been better if she was just gently shaken, for instance, something like that. There's a good image in the hell scene where you see the dog and some lanterns in the background. That's very well done. We miss something in the film in which actually she's branded with a like a horse would be, with the sign of the demons that actually is the same that is marked on the door on the first terror scene, we could say, okay, first big one, and actually resembles very much the sign that some pictures of the book, some figures of the book have also painted on them. Okay, it's like some kind of fork, which would be, you know, apropos in terms of hell, hell theme. No, she got a cut, her finger cut, which again this is very well done with no sound when they cut the finger. And that again, I believe that because her child was died with her fingers amputated, that's what she would like to do to the killers, and therefore that's a retribution that she gets. And finally, we see the guardian angel scene. Now, notice that when we are in the house, in the horror scene, for instance, in the when she sees the old woman demon with her child, there's some black things falling on the sky, which are the opposite of the gold leaf falling from the sky. Okay, we go to the guardian angel scene, and what happens. And now, okay, to know that you have to have read the Abramelin, okay, and the interpretation of the Abramelin by people that are occultists. Okay. Um, she actually is changed by the vision of her guardian angel, and she's rearranged towards God, let's say. Okay, so it's not that she um, has has been improved personally, has grown personally, and changes her will towards forgiveness. But actually, what's happening is that the sole presence of her guardian angels rearranges her soul in communion with God, we would say, and then she ends up asking for the correct thing, okay, which is instead of vengeance, she asks for the power to forgive her the killers of her son. Um, some people find this a bit mm, too much of a religious message. I'm fine with it. It's art, so. And then we got this double scene in which obviously the she's pushing away the body uh, of Solomon on the lake, on our lake that we've seen so many times during the movie. But at the same time, it is her releasing the spirit of vengeance and releasing this memory of her child that keeps her with this anger and with this. She basically did not do the the normal transition that a person would do in that situation to forgiveness, like the granny of the child, but had to have gone through all this, finally meeting her guardian angel and doing what otherwise would have been quite natural. Okay, the normal process. Now, what to say about this movie? It is excellent for a debut. Um, we expect a lot of things from this director because let's make sure it's not another Donnie Darko. That you have got an excellent a director that does an excellent film, and then you don't you don't see anything more from him that's worthy. So I hope that this movie gives Liam a lot of um, opens doors for him because as a debut, it's just an excellent film. Very rounded. Could have been a bit longer, but just at the moment, my favorite horror film that I've ever seen. Okay, so that's the final video of this deep analysis of a Dark Song. Excellent movie. I recommend, and I'll see you next time.